Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Shifting State. Today, I'm out here on the Roadster in this nice humid heat. Having a good time out here on my favorite road, Route 5. Stopped off here, enjoyed the shade for a quick minute, and then start this video. Last video, we ended up with, talking to you guys about my wife and her getting her first bike, so we will continue with that. But today, I want to restart this video and go back to talking about my story, how I got started. So with that said, because it's so hot, I'm going to start the bike up, get on the road, get some wind going. Let's ride. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The Roadster. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the channel. I love being behind the bars. Alright, so today's episode, we're gonna finish up this story or continue this story where we left off last time. And if I'm not mistaken, I got my bike, I got my camera, I started the YouTube channel, had a interesting event with the channel. Now I'm making videos, they're still not that great at this point. Then the local dealership, they were nice enough to work with me and let me start doing test ride videos, so I built a pretty good relationship with them. So did a couple of videos, things going great. Then there was a local guy, he started doing bike nights and everything. I started going to these bike nights, going down there, recording the events and everything, posting them up. The guy wanted to start a Facebook page for this bike night. And I was talking to him about it, I'm like, yeah, that'd be a great idea, and everything. And he said to me, and this is all through text message, he said to me, hey, do you think you can create this Facebook page for me? I was like, especially with my Shifting State thing and, just work in general, I don't know if I got time for it. But he said, I can compensate you for it. I was like, well, don't twist my arm. So I went ahead and I did it. I set it all up. It got shared. It got a bunch of likes and follows on the page. So that got set up. I think I ran it for about 2 or 3 weeks. And I ended up messaging the guy, and I was like, hey, so it's been 2 or 3 weeks, we never really talked about price wise, how do we want to go about this? Which that was my fault. I should have discussed price from the get-go. But he said, well, at this time, paying for something like that is not really something I want to do. I was like, oh, okay. So I totally removed myself from that page and everything at that point in time. I was like, you know what? I set it up. That's easy enough. They can run it from here. So I removed myself from it. I gave them administrative access and all that stuff. It's all on them at this point. So that was kind of like my bad experience stepping outside of the community, or stepping into the community, trying to be part of it. That was my first bad experience. Well, so I kind of stepped back from that. I go to the event, still have fun, whatever. I'm just going to concentrate on Shifting State at this point. So going back to the dealership, doing videos and all this stuff. One day I ended up going to my garage and I got a screw in my back tire. So I was like, oh man. So I called the dealership. I was like, hey, I got the ESP plan and everything, can you get me in, can you take care of? They told me it's going to be a minute or whatever. Well, there's another local shop, saw that I posted a picture that my tire was messed up and everything, and he messaged me and he asked, he said, hold on, I'm gonna back up off these cars so I can give y'all a better view, guys. So he ended up messaging me and he said, hey, do you have the ESP plan? I was like, I do. Uh-oh, somebody in trouble. If he busts a U-turn, it's probably me. Anyways, so I said, yeah, I do. I have the ESP plan. He goes, okay, cool. What kind of tires you have? Give me your VIN and, you know, what was it? The VIN and miles is what he needed. So I was like, okay. So I ended up sending it to him. He goes, okay, bring your bike in, man. I'll get you taken care of straight. I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, he got me in. He actually ended up being able to replace my front tire and my back tire for me. So I got 2 new tires for free. It helped him out, because I'm sure he got paid through the program plan thing. Well, so I ended up becoming pretty good friends with this guy at this point, going up there and talking to him and everything. These trucks are really slow. So ended up talking to him, becoming really good friends. I ended up doing a video at his shop. Well, the Harley dealership, a couple days after, say a couple weeks after this, they ended up having an event. They ended up inviting these local shops. It was like 3 different shops at the time they invited. Well, I ended up going up to the event, and because I became good friends with, you know, this local shop, I ended up sitting with him at his booth and just, you know, hanging out and everything. So you can see where this might probably be conflict of interest, or people got upset. So the dealership got upset with me because I was at this event and I was basically sitting at this booth hanging out with this guy. I ended up making a video about the event, and because I said we're hanging out at a local event and not hanging out at such and such dealership, they got upset with me. And basically I lost a good relationship with that dealership. And at the time I was like, look, I'm a free agent, basically. I can, you know, I can socialize and work with whoever I want to. You know, basically I just thought of myself as, I'm just a customer. I just do videos, you know. That's just what, that extra piece to the puzzle. But you know, looking back at it now though, now that, you know, my wife and I, we have our own business of our own, I could definitely see why they would be mad. You know, they were, for one, nice enough to invite these other shops to sit with them, you know, sit in their parking lot and sell their stuff. Because the whole point of the event is, you know, to get people to come out to their place of business and draw in more business for themselves. They're investing this money and everything into this event. They'd like to see some kind of, you know, profit from this. Well, so like I said, that was one of my learning experiences. So if you're going to start a YouTube channel, I suggest, until you get a good idea how everything works, just keep your channel strictly between you and your followers or your subscribers. Don't be involved in anybody else or anything like that, because it can get nasty quick. Like I said, a lot of people around here, they end up not liking me because of that whole situation, because they end up calling me a traitor and all this stuff and everything. But you know, I made a mistake and I'm willing to own up to that, and I try to right all my wrongs. But so that's that part of that story. Long story short, I guess, in the next video I'll talk about how I ended up working with this other shop and how that all went bad in itself too. So this is, like I said, I've learned a lot doing YouTube, and part of the reason why I try to keep it to myself now. So, but anyways guys, I look forward, hopefully you like that story. I know it's short. Next week I'll continue the story. I got a lot of good stuff. It gets more interesting as I talk about it, trust me. So thank you guys for watching. Y'all be safe, ride safe, and I'll catch you next time. Wait. Did I tell you hit the subscribe button, like button, all that good stuff? Check out my Facebook page, Instagram page. Y'all are still watching, right? Follow along. Love you guys. I'm out.